So over the next part of this series, we're going to be starting to implement everything into the package, but also we're going to be starting to implement the e-commerce part of this course. But I'm also going to go a bit further and add an extra step to this, because some people may want to sell something on the website like premium articles or maybe even courses or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead as well and ensure that people can set up a subscription system as well, and that can all be enabled from there. So we're going to be having a fully fledged content management system. Now that doesn't mean I can't add more into this system, and we can't add more management aspects into it, such as theme editing and that. But to ensure that everyone who wants to have something to do with regular e-commerce or subscription experience and want to focus more on that, I want to make sure that we also start touching on that sooner rather than later. So in this video, we're going to be setting up Stripe, and to start out with that, we need to go in and get Cashier set up. So we can go ahead and compose or require it here, and we just need to go into wire content, and in here we just need to require this. And then we want to go ahead and publish the migrations here. We then want to go ahead and migrate this. So we're creating a customers column, subscriptions table, and subscriptions items table. We also want to publish a configuration file in this case. So let's go ahead and make sure we have that. That will go up to our config file and put through in here the ability to customize your cashier configuration file here. And after that, we just want to head into our user model here. And below here, we want to say use billable. And for that, I think that will be everything we need for now. So if you take a look in the database inside wire content, you can see we have got a few different things set up in here. We, for example, have now got the ability to look at subscriptions items, the subscriptions. We also got the extra data added into the users column here. So you can see we have now got the Stripe ID, the last 4 digits the trial ends at. If we want to add a trial, we're going to be able to customize first and foremost the plan for a subscription, and also the ability to customize the other settings that may be relevant. Now, the other thing we want to go ahead and do for this is we want to head into our .env file, and in here you want to make sure you have the Stripe key pass through, and also your secret and your webhook key. Now, we're going to be using webhook for a lot of this part of the e-commerce aspect of this course, and we're going to be using this Stripe key here. And the secret, we can go ahead and add that in as well. But for that, you would have to head into dashboard.stripe.com. Have to sign in here. And then you would have to head into the developers tab here and API keys. And the publishable key, we go ahead and make sure we have that added in here. And then we pass through the secret. Like that. And then we just need to pass through the webhook key. Now, this is only the ones here for the developer mode here. So for now, these will be changed as well afterwards. And I will make sure that this is not for a publish account or anything. There's no need to even try to copy these. Outside of that, you can specify the cashier currency inside your file here if you want to, but we're just going to be using US dollars throughout this course. We can also calculate all the taxes for all invoices generated by Stripe if we want to, but I think we will leave that part out as well. And again, inside the users table, we have all the details we now need here. So with that sorted, the first thing we want to go ahead and do now is inside our packages folder. Let's find that. In here we have all these functions in here that we haven't worked on. So what I also want to start doing now is I want to start moving things into the packages, because we haven't done that for a while. So let's go in to app models, make sure we copy and paste these three here, and make sure we, oh sorry, these two, we don't need to use one, and make sure we go ahead into article model, delete it, because we want to just make sure we have the newest functionality in here. So now we have article model in here, we have the category model in here with the newest functionality as well, and outside of that, I think we also need to go ahead and make sure that we slowly start moving over traits and everything else that we may need. So we don't really need to test email there, that was just an example purpose. We do need to move over the livewire blocks as well, and we need to move over the components. And we also want to move over the filament pages here. So we're going to be working on that as well over the next few videos. So for filament, I think we want to go ahead in here and we want to create a filament folder. And inside this folder, we essentially just want to copy all this in. Just like that. And we have everything we need in here. We even have the tip-tap blocks. I think after this now, what we want to go ahead and look at is making sure we have the forms folder passed through. And then we have the resources folder in here that we need a few different things inside. So let's take a look at that. We need the blocks folder pasted in, which will be the previews and rendered for the TipTap editor. We will need to paste through the filament fabricator into components folder in here. We want to pass through the tag component. And we're probably going to go through and have a few errors with this throughout this course, but we also want to pass through the livewire folder. We can delete the things we don't need in the livewire folder once we've gotten in here. So let's go ahead into our resources, views, add in the livewire folder. We want to get rid of anything except the page component potentially, and then we can make that customizably registered if we want to. And we want these components to be here. The navbar component we could potentially remove. I think it's up to you really, depending on how you want your application to work. So if we head into Livewire now, we just want to go ahead and copy the Livewire components folder into our source folder here. So let's go ahead and make a Livewire folder. And in here we now have these components as well loaded in. I think we want to leave it at that for now. We also need to add in the enum here, so let's, inside our source folder here, make sure we have an enum set up. Again, there will be a lot more to work on inside this package throughout this course. We also have to properly have a successful install command set up, so we will work on that, and we will have to run a bunch of migrations as well, and there'll be a lot more to work on throughout this course. But that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching it. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.